And welcome back. We hope that you are enjoying the show so far. Thanks a lot for keeping it K24. As always, you know we appreciate your company. And we even love to hear from you every morning from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on K24. Talk to us on our social media platforms. You can catch us as at K24 TV on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. My name is Shiko Kaitani. And of course, if you want to slide in onto that DM, remember you can catch me as at Shiko, which is SHIKO KAITTANY. So let's chat this morning, and today it's all about helping job seekers out there. Now, online job websites in Kenya are increasingly becoming popular due to job ad placements, which have gone on to replace your traditional newspaper ads. Now, this has greatly simplified the job hunt for thousands of people, but can still be difficult to navigate. Now, if that is your case and you have applied and applied and applied and nothing is happening, not to worry. My guests who are here today will help you increase your chances of being shortlisted and perhaps get you that dream job. Maybe you've been doing it all wrong, but you know what? We're here to learn. Let's start off by welcoming a very good friend to the show. We like to call her Miss Absolutely. She is Natalia Zara, headhunter and founder of career development and recruitment firm JustWork.com. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, then we also do have Nelly Mutula, who is head of human resources from popular job site Fuzu. Welcome, Nelly.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so ladies, it's a Wednesday. I actually did just realized this a couple of minutes ago. It's a ladies show. It's ladies. Okay, I can't say ladies night, but it's ladies day. So let's do this. Let's do a good one, yeah, for the next 1 hour. So a great discussion we have lined up, because you do know what's the current, narrative or conversation that's ongoing in this country. Lack of jobs, lack of jobs. People are looking for work. First of all, let's talk a little bit about, the presence of job sites and their relevance today. Natalia, let me start off with you. When you see over 14+ job sites, this goes to show they're taking over.
Well, yes, I think the job boards really have revolutionized the whole recruitment industry, starting when Monster was initially launched.
Yeah.
And yes, there are more and more actually job boards that are coming on board, and they are becoming more specialized in various industries. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, right. Nelly, your thoughts on that?
I think job boards are here to make the work of the employer very simple, very easy. It's not just about posting jobs, but it's also about optimizing the recruitment process that we currently have.
Right.
And I would say you'll be very surprised if you go and search for job boards in Kenya. Just in Kenya only, you'll find over 20 of them.
Yeah.
And all of these have open jobs. So where are the jobs? Why do people say there are no jobs when there are actually jobs? I mean, it's just that mismatch between what the employer is looking for and what you have that makes you not get that job. That's what I would say.
That's a very good point, because so the vacancies are there. The issue is the mismatch. And this is now what platforms like, let's say, Fuzu are coming to do, to be able to create that match.
Yes.
Why do you think, in your opinion, more and more companies today are trusting job sites to be able to find these right matches for them?
Okay. So I'd say the first thing is definitely the cost. When you look at me having to look for a specialized headhunter, that might cost me slightly more than just posting a job and waiting for me to do the process. So there's the aspect of cost. The second fact is also on the employer side is about how do I brand myself. Job boards give you, as an employer, an opportunity for you to be able to brand yourself. You're able to put your career, your company history, you're able to define your company so well, such that if someone is applying for a job in your company, they're able to know from the start, this is what my company does, these are the values, this is the mission, this is the vision, this is what we're trying to do, this is the kind of people that we look for. And it also gives an opportunity for employees who are already in that organization to give referrals or recommendation of why this is the ideal place for work. The second part is also when it comes, the third thing is also when it comes to integration. If you look at different organizations, they have different hiring needs. There are times when it goes higher, there are times when it goes low.
Right.
When it comes to the fact that you will need, there's a time where you'll be getting so many applicants for a specific job, you need something that integrates with your current process. So job boards or job sites are an opportunity for you to be able to integrate what you already have. You can have that on your career website that then just links to a job board. But then also the final thing, which is kind of very major is the fact that you also get an opportunity to target a niche pool of applicants.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Here is then the big question, Natalia. When you look at how people apply as a head recruiter, what mistakes are people generally making when they're applying for jobs?
And I think this is actually the main frustration.
Yeah.
I think so many people spend quite a lot of time, and what they essentially do is do what I call a reactive job search.
Yeah.
So what they do is they come online, they have a look at what is happening, and they go, oh, this job title sounds really, really interesting, without researching the company, without really understanding. They just literally click and apply, click and apply. So the whole job search is really quite lazy, really, if you think about it. If you are just going to click and apply. And what I have a real big issue with is that having tested through our company literally thousands of CVs, we've realized that the majority of these CVs are analog. So unless you have a very robust back office system, you are never going to be able to actually come up. Because once you click and apply, 500 people may have clicked and applied, and at the end of the day is always the computers, the application tracking tools that actually read it. So the first mistake is they do it reactively, and they just click and apply, click and apply.
Right.
What I want individuals to understand is that your CV is analog. It's not digitized. And on top of that, it actually sits in your laptop, which means you are applying a very reactive way of, so you see a job now, you pull it out, click and apply. The beauty about having your profile or your CV on a job board is that headhunters like ourselves, where we do not post, but we will use the database to potentially look for you. So it's a very good way of exposing your profile on an online platform.
Okay. All right. So speaking about digitizing your profile or your CV, we'll get to that in just a moment, and Natalia will explain what that is all about. But we do have a question of the day for you, and we want you to participate and talk to us. And here it is. You can see it on your screen. What is your experience with online job searching? What has been your experience with online job searching? Would you say it was a pretty easy process for you? Was it effective? Are you still in that process of saying, okay, it's not working, and I don't believe it actually works? Why don't you talk to us, share with us your story? Remember, you can catch us on those social media platforms at K24 TV on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We also do have a WhatsApp line, by the way. You did see it on your screen, and it will keep popping up, as well as those numbers if you actually want to call in and talk to my panelists this morning and ask whatever question that you may have. Okay, so Nelly, when we talk about companies using platforms, for example, like Fuzu, to be able to get the right applicants for them or candidates for them, another thing that we always tend to wonder is, what exactly are employers looking for? These companies, what would you say is the generic need out there?
Okay, so the first thing for me, even when working with different employers, the first thing that comes in mind is I need to find someone who is a culture fit for the organization. I know it's very difficult to explain culture fit, but when it comes to culture fit, it's very organization specific. Okay. So understanding what is the culture of this organization and what do they look for, because even going through the JD, you can clearly be able to tell this is what the employer looks for. This is the kind of personality that they need based on the demands of the job. These are also the skills that are going to be very, very relevant for this specific job. And then there's also the need for you to be able to show whether, so one thing that employers look for is your ability to be able to adapt or even be flexible based on different circumstances. Startups look for something very different from what a corporate organization or big organization look for. In the middle, which is small, medium-sized businesses, they look for something different. So your understanding of what these different employers look for is very key. But the generic factor is when it comes to your skills, when it comes to your personality, when it comes to your culture fitness, that goes beyond your education. It goes beyond what you have done. But then if you have all these three things, you can get the job even without having to, I mean, have all the 10 years of experience that they would need.
Okay. What do you mean by digitize your profile, digitize your CV, and what's the importance of, you know, digitizing it?
Absolutely. Just to follow up on what Nelly was saying, is that what businesses look for is EQ, emotional intelligence. Whereas 20 years ago, we looked for IQ. So when it comes to emotional intelligence, really what they're looking for is individuals that are quick to their sort of, they don't need to be micromanaged. They kind of self-starters, etc. But coming back to your question, you see, when I am searching, or when anybody goes into any back office and looks at a database, what we search for are hard skills. So what we look for, I'm not going to look for words like passionate or great interpersonal skills or driven. I'm going to look for hard skills. So I'm going to look for things like budgeting, forecasting, social media management, really, really concrete skills. So digitization essentially is this. It's repeating your core skills, hard skills, again and again and again. So it's almost like making your website SEO. So if you go onto a website and Google and you type in careers and Nairobi, I would love Just Work to come right at the top. So there are certain keywords that I need to input into my website for it to be pulled through the artificial intelligence, etc. So digitization actually is very important, especially if you are going to use job boards and you're going to click and apply approach. You have to have a profile that has enough keywords. So when I search for project management, the person who has this keyword repeated the higher number of times comes at the top of the search. It's not really that complicated. So find what are your core skills, what are your hard skills, like hard keyword skills, and repeat it over and over and over again.
You know, that actually brings me to the next point, and that is secrets that people are just not understanding how job sites operate. So what you're saying is that you can easily get disqualified in quotes if you don't have keywords in your CV.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So what does the system do? It automatically just pushes your CV out of the way?
Not necessarily. There are about 7, to say 9, essentially 7 different application tracking tools. Some take in plural, some take in singular words. Some will look at a variety of different words. But what you find is that when you are going onto a website or job board, they ask you some very specific questions. And one of the key things is your current job title. If I could give a top tip to anybody right now, is to say, make your job title as close as possible to the job title that you are looking to gain without misrepresenting yourself. So some job boards will ask you to just input some key parameters, so number of years of experience, your specific industry, your current job title, and then it only searches only on the parameters that you have input, which really is not very powerful, because let's say 5 years down the road, you still show us 2 years in terms of experience. So the advice really is to identify good job boards. And I have to say Fuzu is one of my favorites, because it actually, honestly, whilst I don't advertise, but it adds a lot of different other things. So to really, when you are, the main difference is, make sure that when you are going onto any online platform, that the way they are asking you to input the questions or the specific type, your job title, etc., is much more complex than you know. So, for example, LinkedIn reads absolutely every single part of the document. So even if you don't have the job title correctly, it will still pick up some of those. So it's about identifying how powerful the actual job boards are.
All right. We have asked you to continue to send in your questions or your comments as far as this particular topic is concerned, and we are asking you, how has your experience been with online job searching? And of course, that WhatsApp number is still active. We also are asking you to call in if you will. We'd love to hear your voice. So let's take a look at feedback that is coming into our WhatsApp line very quickly. Alice, good morning. You say, I have sent applications for over a year on Fuzu to date. I have never been successful. I'm tuned in to figure out where I am going wrong. Nelly, this is where you come in and of course talk to Alice, because she's feeling yet again, as most applicants would, that there seems to be something wrong, or they're feeling like it's a scam, that these online sites don't work. But is it the issue that Natalia is saying, that these CVs are just not being picked up by the system?
So I think this is something that is very common. She's not the only one, but also it goes to the point of we on a daily basis, we have over maybe 20 jobs that go live, and this is the minimum. So you'll find that there are so many jobs that go live. And the problem that we're currently facing is where someone would see a job, they won't even bother reading it, and they will just apply. It's customer service. Oh, I can do customer service. I just apply for it.
Wow.
So I'll say the first thing is you need to be able to read the job description and understand what the employer is looking for.
Right.
One thing that our system does is we are powered by artificial intelligence and machine learning. So what that does is when an employer puts up a job, they're able to specify, this is what I'm looking for.
Right.
These are the minimum qualifications that I need for the person to be able to get into this job. And then you, as a job seeker, as you put up your profile and apply for the job, what it does is it does more of a comparison. Do you have what I'm looking for as an employer? And then do you and then what it does, it does a ranking. Now the problem comes in where, as she said, you might find a job that you're qualified for, but so are 500 other people, so are 1,000 other people. So how do you stand out? I think that the only thing that we can be able to help her with is if she can reach out to us and we can be able to, it might be more on her profile, how has she defined herself, how has she been able to pick the right skills, more so on the hard skills as compared to the soft skills, because we find most time people think about what am I good at, what do I like? I am very passionate, I am very hardworking, I'm a very good customer service person. But the job requires you, the job requires you to have very tangible hard skills that will add benefit to the employer. So she can definitely reach out to us. We can be able to give her more information on what she can be able to improve on her profile.
Okay. Abdul is on the line, back with us yet again. Good morning, Abdul. A huge fan of K24 This Morning. Karibu sana, Abdul.
Okay, nimekaribia.
Yes.
Okay, mimi sasa hivi niko kwa TV naangalia TV hapa.
Aha.
Niko K24. Na niko na swali nilikuwa nataka kuuliza kuhusiana na hiyo funzu.
Yes.
Sasa nilikuwa nataka kujua kama pengine hiyo funzu ina depend kwa kazi gani haswa ndio mtu aanze kuapply. Sasa nilikuwa nataka kujua kama ni job, yani job type ya ambao funzu wanataka watu apply.
Hello.
Nasikia.
Endelea.
Sasa mimi nilikuwa nataka kuapply lakini sijui na apply kwa basis gani kazi ambayo nilikuwa mko nao hapo kwa funzu.
Okay. Sawa, asante sana, Abdul. We will be able to address Abdul's question shortly, and I think that will be coming up in terms of how do I go about applying, which seems to be a challenge for a lot of people. Because yes, we hear that there are all these vacancies. How then do I, go online and apply? All right, so Nelly will take us through that in just a few. But going back to WhatsApp very quickly in terms of the feedback that we are receiving, and of course those questions, how can I apply for that job or a job? Morning, I'm Arnold. I've been trying to apply over 2 years, but all in vain. See?
Yes. This is the approach, unfortunately. There is nothing wrong with individuals. It's just their approach. If we can test how analog or digital your profile is, it's very important. You can reach out to us at hello@justwork.com. We literally just test your profile against the jobs that you are going for. If you are going to click and apply online, I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to digitize your profile, at least up to 80%. So it is very likely that his actual CV is not very well or does not have enough gravitas on the keywords for the system to pick him up, or he may just be randomly applying. It is not about the number of jobs that you apply for. It is not just if I click and apply to 200, I'm going to get one because I've done volumes. It doesn't work like that. And the other thing that I will say is focus not on your skills, but what your skills do. It is not your degree. If you were, as I said, a hand cream, if you were describing yourself, you would actually go into what the ingredients of the hand cream is. I have a degree in this and I have that. People want to know, what do you do as that hand cream? So if it is administrative, people say, I'm just an administrator. You are not. You are really helping, making sure that everything moves forward. So take some time to think, what do my skills help a company achieve, and put your value add move forward than just doing that. And as I said, if you are going to apply online, digitize your profile because then every system will pick you up.
Okay. And you know, here is also the thing. A lot of people still feel that, okay, it's not that important to have an online presence because, you know, either way, it could be a referral. It's not really necessary. And there are still some of us who think that carrying my CV in a brown envelope is going to work today. Is that where we really are, by the way, as a job market? Because I think we need to, you know, have at least some real talk here, you know? Nelly, tell us the truth, because there's still some people who are in that analog era.
I think one thing that maybe it comes with how we've grown up is your parents need to know someone in a specific organization for you to be able to get a job. But then also for them, they might not be as tech savvy as you are. And we're in a generation where everything is information based. You need to be able to understand different technologies for you to be able to advance even in your own personal life. One thing I say, if you look at research that has been done when it comes to the employers, 75% of employers use job sites for them to be able to advertise their opportunities. And then there's another small percentage, which is more of just 15% that rely on their career sites. That is now the website where the career button is. And then they also rely on their employees giving referrals of friends, relatives, or people that they know who might be a good fit for that job. So I'd say it's about being able to match the two, because at the end of the day, there are times where job boards work, there are times when my career site will work, there are times when referrals will work. You can't really say, I can't be able to do referrals, because then referrals is a very small percentage, but it's also a good percentage. But then you need to be able to focus on where are the jobs? Where do I actually get the jobs that are within my field? Because you find most people usually have a tendency of thinking, I am just fixated on going to company X. So I'm going to wait until company X puts up a job. That's the only time I'm going to apply. But remember, there's another company that is similar to company X and still growing and trying to understand. So it's just you being able to open up your mind and use different technologies that are available.
Gideon from Narok is on the line. Good morning, Gideon.
Good morning to you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for calling.
Maybe you can say hi to the ladies on the bench.
I'm saying hi to the ladies, or Ms. Alimika.
Now I wanted to put some reservation on the job thing.
Yes.
And I wanted to put maybe 3 points on the bench. One, actually, I've looked at Zara and I've taken her point very seriously. And maybe one thing that I can put across is very, very, very clear. It's different resumes perfect different jobs. One, if someone has seen a job at maybe on the social media or even something that is advertised on the newspaper, person must know that actually that job must require a certain resume or a certain CV. So one should have a different resume from each job that is applied on, that's advertised. So that is the first point that I want to put across. So that should be pointing should talk on that. Another thing is one may apply a job while he or she is qualified based on experience or area of expertise. So every person must, maybe someone must be having, may see a certain job advertised on the newspaper, on the social media, like Facebook. These days we have seen a lot of even tourism companies advertising their jobs on the social media like Facebook or even on Twitter. So you might be seeing, yes, this is a certain job, but I'm not qualified based on the experience of it.
Thank you, Gideon. Thank you so much for that. Shege from Moranga as well is on the line. Good morning, Shege.
Yes, good morning, K24.
Good morning.
You are speaking to Pastor Chenge from Moranga, Kigumo County.
Okay, karibu sana. Good morning.
Yes, thank you very much. Sasa, niona mko na topic nzuri sana.
Okay.
Na mimi ile kitu ningependa kuongea kusema, ni kwamba mimi nimejaribu online business.
Yes.
Na zingine mimi sioni kama ni za ukweli. Juu kuna nyingine nilikuwa nimeingia inaniambia sitasema venye inaitwa. Unaambiwa una register na around 24,000. Alafu ukiregister, unaambiwa ile kazi unapewa huko sijui ni kutafuta watu, unaingiza kwa watu huko, na ukishaingiza watu hiyo pesa utagawana nao na ile kitu utapata percentage.
Okay.
Lakini hakuna ile at online ati kuna vitu mnauza, unaona?
Okay.
So nilikuwa nauliza vitu kama hizi tunaweza jua aje ni za ukweli, juu vitu vingine unaletewa online lakini si za ukweli.
Okay.
Yes.
Aya, asante sana Shege. All right, so you know, think about what they have just said as we take a look at some of the WhatsApps, and we'll get back to that. We've got Lucy from Nairobi says, I have no faith in this online job searching because last year I saw a job, I searched to see if the company was legit, and it was. Then I applied, I received a reply to go to the place for an interview. When I got there, it was a scam. The company was not hiring and I was not alone. I didn't think it was a scam because they didn't ask for a fee. Okay, taking a look, another text message. Hello, good morning. I was asking how to apply for a job. Let her explain how to digitize a CV again. That's another WhatsApp text message. Hello, K24. My major challenge has been coming through jobs that pay through M-Pesa. As in, I'm an underage and I lack an ID. So if there's a solution to this, I would be grateful. Also, a job for a KCSE graduate, which websites offer such? Okay. So quite a number of questions that have come through. So let's start off with the phone calls real quick. Of course, you've got someone like Gideon from Narok who was actually pointing out that the problem is that people will use a blanket CV across all job applications. So whether or not you're looking for a social media position, you're looking for a job as a presenter, or you know you want to be the receptionist, you're going to send the same CV. So this is what you were talking about, that you've got to tailor make your CV to suit the job.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So I do believe that there are a certain set of skills that can be used in a variety of different jobs. But the important thing to remember is, and this is the frustrating bit, if you have one CV and one day you are applying to be a receptionist, another day you are applying to be a social marketing digital manager, another day you are applying for a financial assistance role, nobody can have all of these set of skills. So it's very important. I understand sometimes individuals get really frustrated in finding a job and then they're just literally applying for absolutely everything. But if you just take a step back, understand what your value is, and focus on what are the companies that are likely to need me. Everything starts from the company. You see, I'm a specialist. People could put me under the umbrella of HR, but I am only a headhunter and a recruiter. So I cannot work for any company. I have to work for companies that are so big that they have literally just departments in the recruitment industry. So selecting your right company and then doing a direct approach. What is interesting is job boards are inherently reactive. By the time a business has put a job board or a job opening on a job board, we don't know where in the process they are. They may have had other candidates internally. They may actually be at a closing stage. We don't know where it is in the process. And also, businesses change their minds quite often. They'll come to you and they say, we want 15 people that have data science, etc. And then once you create the pipeline and you do all of it, they'll come to you and they say, actually, we've decided to hold this project. We are going to now launch it at the beginning of the year. Now you've gone through all of the process. So I would say that filling a job is not just frustrating for the individual, but also for the businesses, and it can take a long cycle.
All right, Nelly, I want you to answer our next question, but why don't we take a short commercial break and then get back and you can kick things off as to this approach that people, or at least the thing that people experience, that people are going through, which is actually paying to apply for jobs online. Is it true? Is it right? Is it there? You let us know. But keep talking to us on our WhatsApp number, and of course 21222 is also available in case you do want to text into that. We would also love to hear from you if you'd like to call in. Those numbers will be popping up at the bottom of your screen. My name is Shiko Kaitani, and we take a short commercial break right here on K24 This Morning as we talk about how to successfully navigate job searching online.